The Brothers of Liberty, here to remind you what true freedom is.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Liberty. Always here to remind you what true freedom is. And sometimes when we're doing research for our videos, freedom can become a burden and a liberty. Now, like I said, we do look at some facts, we have our own opinions, and our point of view like everybody else. However, sometimes there are facts that cannot be disputed one way or the other, doesn't matter where you stand at. And today we're going to talk about ignorance of those facts. And ignorance can happen in any category. It doesn't have to be politics. It doesn't have to be the social structure of the United States. It could be in entertainment, sports, literature. Um, just a few examples. I also have a TikTok and I do videos on TikTok. And obviously, one of the big things I talk about on TikTok, besides entertainment and stuff, is politics and things that hospitals are doing or private companies are doing. And there's two instances where people don't do their information that I have examples of. The first one will be less political, a science fiction, where me and a person got into a disagreement over a Facebook page about how Star Trek Deep Space Nine stole the ideas for Babylon 5. Now, I wasn't arguing that they didn't steal. There's definitely a lot of influence for those who watch the two shows. But what I was arguing was the facts that he was making was wrong. Apparently, his whole information about Star Trek was revolved around Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He tried to say the League of Non-Aligned Worlds in Babylon 5, that the Federation was a ripoff of that, and tried to say Starfleet Command was a ripoff of Earth Force. And I'm telling me and a few other people telling them, okay, doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on, you're wrong because Starfleet Command and the Federation was in existence in Star Trek in the 1960s, a good 20 years before the creator of Babylon 5 even pitched the idea to Paramount. And of course, he tried to say we were wrong, he was right, even after substantial evidence to prove him wrong. And that was it. And I came across the same thing in a TikTok video of comments where this one person saying that he has the health insurance and that we're making stuff up. And it has to do with the hospital, and I'm probably going to mispronounce the name of it. But it's a hospital system that insures their own people as well. And the CEO, and it's been reported in several different media outlets, CNN, NBC, Fox, every local news station in New Orleans because it's a big hospital down there. And even the CEO and the HR department all confirmed this. But because he called the company and spoke to a representative that I guess didn't know about the changes, everyone else was wrong and he was right. He kept saying, call the company, call the company. Or like, okay, the CEO just came out and said in 2022, anybody who has an unvaccinated spouse will be charged $200 extra on their insurance. And they even went on to explain it in a letter to the news stations how it's being compared to a fee like they do with people who smoke tobacco. They're not mandating saying you have to take it. They're not saying you have to have their insurance. You can be on a private insurance if you want to switch. But that was the news media was reporting about the $200 surcharge. It's pretty much $100 per pay period. I guess they get paid bi-weekly because it says $200 a month. And every news organization reported it. And I even tried to tell this person this. I'm like, okay, you do not realize a phone agent is just a phone agent. They're not management. They're not whatever. I think the CEO and the HR department of the company knows a lot more than that one phone agent. And it got to a point like, called the DAM number. Um, then after the fact, I guess because he couldn't convince me, or I guess he couldn't convince, or he couldn't be convinced, or mad at the fact I was showing him facts from several different news sources, he attacked my appearance. And to me, attacking my appearance is actually more gratifying to me because that means that I hit a nerve on you that you're not right. You have no valid argument, so now you got to attack a person's appearance or character. And when people attack my appearance or character, I don't get mad. That actually makes me happier because I know that I have defeated you in a debate or argument, especially one that anybody can look up. And I even showed them the CEO's name, the HR letter, and everything else. And I said, we can agree to disagree, but you attacking my appearance just shows the fact that you are mad because you've been proven wrong, because all this substantial evidence shows otherwise. And I usually don't call people out, but if you're going to come and debate me, make sure you have facts because I do research. And even if I'm not sure of something or if I can't find something, I'll ask my brother, I'll say, dude, you want to help me research this? I can't find this. Or do some, can you look at it from a different perspective? And a lot of times, if I can't find the information I need or want, um, if I'm trying to prove something, I will not discuss it or I'll even admit, look, I don't have all the information. It's like with one of my other videos where I actually give some misinformation on when I was talking about censorship and talking about an inconvenient truth. I accidentally credited the wrong person for it. And in the comment box, I said, look, it wasn't Michael Moore, it was Al Gore. Because I make mistakes. People make mistakes. Just own up to your mistake because I worked in a call center for 10 years and a phone agent sometimes doesn't know all the policies right then and there, especially if they were recently changed. I worked in a call center for 10 years. And I did worked with a direct company and a third party company. And I try to tell them, look, policies get changed and sometimes don't get filtered down to a week or two later to the people on the phones. But apparently, calling the number, speaking to the phone agent, was more credible than the HR letter or the CEO saying it. And that's unfortunately how some people are. They'll take the word of one person that may know nothing over the words of everybody else. And we live in that society today. I had a teacher who told the class, he said, I'm a teacher. I teach you what you need to learn, right? You believe me what I say, right? Some of us said yes. He goes, don't. He goes, always double check what I say because I could be telling you a lie. Always research it for yourself. He said, that's the best teaching tool I can give you. Don't believe what you see. Always research, no matter how true it sounds, no matter who says it. Always research it. Always look at different opinions about it. Don't just look at, let's say, if the government saying something. Don't just look at what the government says is true. Why don't you research it from all points of views? Because then you will get a better understanding of the subject, which is why when I look at an article, I don't just look at CNN or Fox or MSNBC or NBC or CBS or BBC News or Sky News. I look at every one of them and piece together. But people don't want to do that. They rather do the singing trends on TikTok or talk about Britney Spears being half naked in photos she released. But that's just my opinion about the ignorance. What about yours? You can email us for any topics that you like us to discuss at brothersofliberty76 at gmail.com and comment on what you think about this video. Like, share, subscribe. Like I said, we're always here to remind you what true freedom is.